Hello, welcome to Rusal Reads. I'm Deja, and today we are going to do the Finally Fall book tag. I am definitely a fall girl. I don't know what it is about the leaves changing colors, the pumpkin spice lattes, or like the apple cider that you can get at certain places, or just all of it. Like, I don't know what it is, but instantly as soon as we like get into fall, like my mood lifts. And I saw a few people doing this tag, and I'm usually not a tag person, but I am definitely in the mood for fall, and I feel like what's a better way to get into like my fall reading than to do a tag. So I will link down below the videos that I saw from Elliot Brooks, I believe that channel's name is, and I saw one from Angela at Literature Science Alliance. So I will link their videos down below, but let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first prompt says, in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. And for this one, I'm going to go with The Nightingale. Anytime I talk about this book, I can just remember distinctly just like how I was feeling like reading this book and just being so immersed in the world. And this is taking place during World War II. All of the things that the characters were feeling, everything that they were like seeing, and all of that, like I just felt like I was in that setting with them. And I just feel like that was just so vivid, especially because I'm not very big on like imagining worlds. Like I don't know why, because I love fantasy, but for some reason, like I never really can like picture the worlds. So this one bringing out all of that was just a very big surprise for me, and that's what I will choose for that prompt. The second prompt says, nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with heavy topics like loss or grief. And for this one, I'm going to have to give it to The Fall That Saved Us. The writing really like pulled me in to this story, and I don't know what it is about this author's writing, but like this book deals with like religious trauma, and it has like a romance sprinkled in, but it's really about like the religious trauma. And to me, that's a heavy like topic, especially because they are angels. But the way that this author like writes that just like emotion and that, I don't know, like it's not grief. I mean, I guess kind of like grief, but she's just dealing with that trauma that like her family put her through and just feeling like guilty and just like all of these things. And I feel like the author just wrote that like so well that I just felt it. And I don't know, like I just think that this author is a beautiful writer, and I cannot wait to read more by them. The third prompt says, fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. And for this one, I'm going to go with Romancing the Beat. And this is a craft book for romance writers. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to get into this one is because I feel like I'm still very new to like romance. And most of my like writing things have been mainly like just straight like sci-fi fantasy. And so trying to incorporate romance into that has definitely been like a struggle for me. And I also feel like other like plot beat things like don't really like fit with like romance. I mean, I guess they kind of do, but like it's different. And so I definitely learned a lot from reading this. Will I like implement all of the things that this book talked about? Probably not, but I still think that it was a great, just overarching view of how to plot a romance novel. The fourth prompt says, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with people we love. Name a fictional family, household, or friend group you'd like to be part of. And for this one, I am going to go with Daughter of the Merciful Deep. I just want to be a part of this whole town. And the reason why I would want to be in it is just I feel like they were so just like supportive of each other, and they all just have like a very community feel. Like they look out for each other. They just of course know each other's business and all of that. And of course there's like some judgmental stuff happening, but like I feel like for the most part like they have each other's back, and I just really like seeing that in a fantasy setting, and I just really would want to be a part of this community. The fifth prompt is, the colorful leaves are piling on the ground. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. I'm not going to hold up the entire pile of books that I will be showing for the fall theme. So I'm just going to insert a picture here. and we will move on. Prompt number 6 says, fall is the perfect time for storytelling by the fireside. Share a book where someone is telling a story. And for this one, I am going to do a Dowry of Blood. And I recently read this one in September, and I absolutely loved this story. A Dowry of Blood is following a woman named Constanta or something like that. And she is basically telling the story of how she murdered her husband. And I was just so entertained and I loved it so much. And it does deal with like some darker elements because it deals with like the manipulation that she fell under with like her husband, and just really showing the story of how she came to the decision to kill her husband. And I just thought it was a very great story. And yeah, I would highly recommend it if you have not read it. Prompt number 7 says, the nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. And for this one, I'm going to do Ring Shout. And this is like one of the most memorable horror books that I've ever read because it deals with the Triple K, and they are the monsters of this world. And I mean like monsters in the way that they are like these like beasts that need to be like slayed and all that. And I thought that that was just very creative, and honestly, I think that it made it like so much creepier because that is a group that actually exists. It's based off of like reality and they put like a speculative spin on it, but I think it becomes like creepier because it's like real. And I don't know, I love that book and I highly recommend it if you have not read it. Prompt number 8 says, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. And for this one, I'm going to go with the Tea Dragon Society. And as much as I say that I'm not really like a cozy kind of reader, like this one is definitely very like cozy. And I found myself reading all 3 of them. I think there's 3 books actually. Is there 3 books? Yeah, I think there's 3 books. But I read all of them and they're just like a nice, heartwarming read. Like there's not really like a heavy plot, and you're just following these characters and they have tea and there's like dragons and all of that. Like it's just very cute. So I definitely think it's just a nice quick read that you could read on a cold and rainy day. Prompt number 9 says, fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you would like to return to soon. And this one I'm going to give to Upon a Burning Throne because I have been thinking about this book for quite a few months now, and how like I really want to reread it because I just have not been finding books that like scratch the itch that I want in fantasy like that one. And I don't know, I really do want to get back into that world, and I'm thinking maybe I will continue on in the series even if like everyone is saying that it's not as good, but like that first book I absolutely loved it, and I'm definitely due for a reread. And last but not least, the 10th prompt. And this one says, fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. And I'm not really like an accessories person when I'm reading. Like at most, I will have a blanket, which I guess is kind of cozy. So there's that. And I guess I'll have the book, of course, and maybe my Kindle if I want to switch to like laying down or something. I do like wearing sweatshirts when I am in my like cozy reading mood. But other than that, like I don't really have anything. Like I don't really even like drink anything. I maybe have some water or some tea or coffee, but when I'm reading, like I'm not really drinking it. So I don't know. I'm not really an accessories person, but that wraps up this video. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. I'm not going to tag anyone to do this video, but if you would like to, definitely go for it. But let me know in the comments what your favorite fall time read is. I would definitely love to know. And if you don't want to do that, you can also just leave like a fall time emoji or something. But yeah. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!